Hello, I'm Ron Kotlick, the Director of the Education Technologies program here at Canisius College. This brief video is going to give you an overview of what we do in our weekly modules in an online course. Our program allows candidates to receive an online master's degree in Education Technologies. This degree also fulfills New York State requirements for professional certification. We have candidates in elementary school levels, middle school, high school teachers, English, social studies, math, really every subject area. And one of the greatest fears for some students is taking an online course is feeling isolated, feeling that you're not going to get to know the people in your class, that you won't actually see or really talk to your professors. And this really isn't the case in our online program. It's very interactive, it's very video-based, and you actually get to know the people who you're working with, both other students and the professors. So right here, we're looking at some example modules. What we do in our courses, we use a tool called Schoology. A lot of programs use Desire to Learn, or they use Blackboard, but what we do in our program is we like to give our candidates the experience using tools that they'll actually use when they're in the field. So we use Schoology, other courses use Edmodo or Google Classroom, and these are tools used by teachers every day all across the country in the K-12 environment. So right away in our program, you're being immersed in a tool that you will use perhaps one day within your own classroom. All right, so I think that's a really important part of our program. Now, with that said and done, you can see everything's really clearly organized. There's all these module folders. There's really not a lot of guessing of what's actually due, and really want to make that a really easy, nice experience for you as you work through the course materials. Now, our program is an 8-week module program, and really each of these modules is only available, a new one every single week. So it's really, you're working with everybody. It's not a self-paced program, so you're constantly working on the same material at the same time with other students in your class. Here we'll take Module 3, where we worked on podcasting and screencasting, a little bit of the flipped classroom model. And you can see everything's very nice and neatly organized. Every module starts off with an action sheet. These action sheets give you very specific directions on what the expectations are for each week's module. I always like to create a nice video for our students so they can know what really to walk them through the module. Hello everyone, and welcome to Module 3. So hopefully now, by the end of last module, we formed groups. There you go. So I always walk you through every module, so you really know what the expectations are. You can see everything's kind of laid out very nicely, a lot of help videos within the actual module. Now, our program is really dedicated on giving our candidates the ability to be both scholars and practitioners in the field. So what does that mean? In the scholar aspect, we want to immerse you in a lot of the most up-to-date literature on best practices and means to really understand the whole entire content of a particular field. In terms of practitioner, we really want to give you in-depth skills that you can use with your students every single week. Really hands-on based, very practical. So in one module, we're talking about screencasting or flipped classroom model. You can then go right ahead and use those tools with your students and make an impact right away. For this example, this module, we do usually some sort of post. Usually do on a Wednesday. There's a kind of a major discussion post due, and I give you a very in-depth prompt about that discussion post. Now, with these posts, students research articles. I give them materials, which I'll show you momentarily, but we also allow them to type up a very in-depth post that's very scholarly. But at the same time, we use a tool called Flipgrid, where students actually engage each other in video comments and replies. This has been a wonderful success in our program. Here's an example of that. This is actually the tool called Flipgrid, where the same action sheet's actually listed. And you can see all of our candidates are posting comments, people are replying to each other, and that's been a really successful part of our program. So we can just kind of peek in real quick. This student's giving her insights over here. So here right now, I'm giving my feedback in the course. Taking the time to put so much into your video post. And I do that for every single student. And everybody's talking with each other, so that we're learning from each other, and everyone really feels engaged, and they don't feel isolated in an online course. So that's really a great thing that we do here in our program. Then usually by a following Sunday, there's some sort of deliverable. In this case, students were making screencasts and videos based upon some slideshows. They were working on Google Slides. So there's a lot of great things in our program that we do as you work through each module. So there's where the discussion would be posted. Here's where some of the deliverables were actually created for this particular week's module. Really easy to drop assignments, to see other students' assignments, And here are all the materials for that particular week that we were looking at. I make a lot of videos for the students. We're posting articles and different content that we're exploring every single week. So really, don't be afraid to take an online course. It's a lot of fun. You get to know the faculty, you get to know the other students in the program, and you learn terrific skills to really help you really make an impact with your students. Thank you so much for watching.